She.
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
Maya? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh my God, you made it. It's another episode of We Did That Shit.
I'm Maya.
And I'm Bibbi.
You made it back.
It's another week.
Another week. So, Bib, speaking of another week, how was your week this week?
Well, can I get a drum roll, please? My room is clean. It's clean. It's sparkly. It's organized. Everything is great because I have the best BFF ever in the world in the history of BFFs.
Woo, woo. Let's give a hand clap. I mean, for real, let's take some time out and give a hand clap for this because y'all know she's been cleaning her room since 1979, so this is like monumental. This is big.
It really was. It was. I'm very happy, and I feel better. My thoughts are more clear. My room is my safe haven again, and I don't want people thinking like my room is out and out trifling and stuff like that.
Yeah, because
that
it
really
does
wasn't
sound like
the
that
case.
a little bit. Like she up in there living like a hoarder. Nah, it wasn't like that.
It wasn't. But sometimes I get really busy and I'm in and out, and I don't always put things away. And people who are trying to get to me for me to look over stuff and sign stuff, they start putting things on my dresser, and then I have receipts for these things. And then with the holidays, you know, with the nonprofits, we do a lot over Thanksgiving and Christmas. So like all these papers, I keep doing, you know, my laundry, got to keep my scrubs clean. It was just like a lot. And every time I would look at it, I would just be like, you know what? I just don't have the energy right now. But when my BFF saw it, she was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'll be here. Exactly. So we hit the old school hip-hop station on Spotify and, you know, danced and rocked this out. And I'm very, very happy. Your playlist was wonderful. And, I mean, we was in here singing, dancing, hip-hopping, and cleaning, and it was great. And so I'm very happy.
And look at you now. Now you're living it up.
That is progress.
In a clean room.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah. So what's going on with you this week?
This week, you know what, this was like a kind of like slow week after the holidays. It's just like a kind of wind down period. I'm getting ready for the birthday, you know, that's coming up, and the annual birthday trip. You know, we always go on our birthday trip. You know, I have two other friends who we all have the same exact birthday. They have the same birthday, same day and year. I don't have the same year, but we all have the same birthday. So, you know, we travel for our birthday. We always try to go somewhere for our birthday or get together for our birthday and celebrate, being that we all have the same exact day. And it's been a tradition with us since I met them about 9 years ago. And it's just a wonderful thing. So I'm getting ready for that. We're going to Jamaica this year. And, yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to that, to getting out of this cold. That's always a good time. And I want this trip to be like rest and relaxation, not really even a bunch of partying, just because we, you know, we're just coming out of the holiday season. And so it's like once you get past that hump, because you do so much to try to get prepared for the holidays, you know, it's really like a huge thing. Well, I do. Well, you know, you do a lot of stuff as far as your charity work is concerned. So you do a bunch of stuff to get ready for the season of giving, and then you do all of your giving during that time. And me, I do a bunch of family stuff, you know, but of course buying gifts, not that that's the reason for the season, but getting those kids in my life stuff and my mom and brother and all that. And so, and then we have our big family dinner, you know, and so just getting ready for that. And it was a good
And we didn't
season.
do a Pollyanna this year.
No, we didn't, and we usually do. And everyone said that at Christmas dinner. Everyone was like, oh, well, we don't have anything to open up because we didn't do a Pollyanna. So it's just like, Everybody was just sitting there with the dumb face like, I don't got no gifts. Because there's too many people to buy a gift for, so you got to do a Pollyanna.
I know it is. It's the Pollyanna really is the best way. And but this Christmas I didn't even get to come to dinner because I was at the hospital with our other cousin who had to have emergency surgery.
Which was crazy.
It was
and
busy.
I felt so bad as I was like at Christmas dinner, and I just felt I felt bad because I was just like, damn, Bib is up there. But you know what, Bib, you will show up for a person. Let me tell you, they could be in Antarctica. You'd be like, yeah, I got to get to Antarctica because such and such and so is having this done. So
that's right.
You will show up for a person.
I'm going to tell you, I'll tell everybody, nobody should be in the hospital by themselves. Nobody. I just think that's just one of my, even before I became a nurse, I just think that when you go to the hospital, if you're not feeling good, you can't process everything that's happening. Right. And, God forbid you don't get a good nurse or good staffing and they just leave you there. However, and, if nobody's there, there's nobody to check them. And I just do not like anybody, especially any of my family members or somebody I care about. You are not going to be in the hospital by yourself. I'm going to be there every day as much as I can, even if I have to try to juggle some things, because you're not treating anybody I care about like those stuff kind of way. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Not on my watch.
Right. So, I mean, that's what's been going on with me for the week, just trying to get ready for this trip. I'll let you know how it went down when I'm, funning in the sun. I'll let you know when I come back. But I'm
going to make the birthday trip one year.
I'm going to make. Listen, we always open up the birthday trip to everybody, and then people just don't come. And we understand because it's right after the holiday. People don't usually have money. It's important to us, so we make it happen. But I get it that people can't go. But it's always the same thing after we come back. Oh, man, I wish you would have told me. Yeah, man, I did. Like I told you.
Right.
And
even if you didn't tell them, everybody knows that you go away for your birthday. But, I mean, you don't need to open it up to everybody because just the four of us would be just fine with me. I was going to go this year, but, Adasia was supposed to be going to Colombia in January, and I was going to go over there with her originally. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know if I would be able to do I know. But, see, the Lord worked that out, too.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not going, and, I told her it was a government position and all the things that are going on with this government and with the travel bans and things like that. I just, told her to just stay prayerful because wherever she is supposed to be, she just wants the Lord to take her there. Everything that glitters isn't gold. So this opportunity just wasn't for her. Right. So she has other interviews coming up, and she's happy, and it is what it is. But I am going to make the birthday trip one year. I mean, I might just roll up on Friday. You never know. I might just roll up like.
Because that's how you do. That's how you do.
Exactly. Like, I'm here. Move over.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, so that's cool. So what are we going to talk about this week?
This week we're going to talk about diet and exercise. Can we stop making excuses?
No, I can't. I got 50 million excuses. Okay. Woo! Can we? I do have a lot of excuses.
You can't even get it out.
I can't. It's terrible. But all right. So before we get into that, who did some shit this week?
Man, listen. Let me tell you what happened to me this week in the who did some shit portion of the show. So, I work for an African country, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to name names. We don't need to go into details. But, I work for an African country. So we have a couple of people at the job that's like Charlottesville finest. And that, I mean, like those, khaki wearing, tiki torch holding type people. And, they ain't outwardly open with their bull crap, but what they are about. You know who they are and what they are about. So we got this new dude that works in there, and he's He's a Charlottesviller for sure, right?
Yeah.
He won't look you in the face. He won't do anything. Now, here's the thing. I don't give a shit because I've been working at my job for 9 years, and I only talk to 2 people. I talked to 3. One of them left. So the other people that I have conversations with is my one coworker who has became my friend now because, we've been working together for so long, and then my boss. That's it. So, and people don't know that when they first come in. So they don't know, like, oh, she don't talk to nobody. And don't get me wrong, I don't want the listeners to think that I'm just, like, not talking to people. I say hello to who says hello to me, and I say good evening to who says good evening to me. But I don't hold idle conversations or personal conversations with coworkers. It just ain't my twist where I work at. It never really been my twist, but I'm selective on who I talk to. So that's that. So he just started working there. Now, I had an encounter with him in the hallway where the hallway is big, but I mean, and I'm talking about like long and wide, and he just would not move over. So I'm looking at him like I'm the wrong person not to move over for, boo, because I will bump you and think nothing of it, even if we at work. And I'm trying to keep it all nice and professional because that's who I am. I'm professional in the workplace. However, don't act crazy up in here.
But was he walking with his head down or something, like texting or something? Or
no,
he walking
wasn't.
straight ahead looking
at you? No, he was walking straight ahead looking, but trying not to look at me, but looking at me. But he was trying to turn his face the other way, like as for me not to say anything to him. And he walked like white men walk, like I own the world. I own this hallway and I own the world, and it is what it is. And you're going to move, not me. And I don't live my life like that. I live my life like, if you'll move your goofy ass over, because we both in this hallway, and we both going to walk down this hallway, and we're not going to have no problems in this hallway. That's how I live my life. So anyway, that happened, and, to make the long story short, here we are in this week, and he did it again. But he, like, almost bumped my shoulder while he was doing it. Because you know how people, like, even if you're in the mall or you're in a small space or you're in a space and people don't want to say, excuse me, so they just do everything, like they contort their body to go around you just so they won't have to say, excuse me. Well, that's what he did. I had hot tea in my hand, and I'm telling you, when we say who did some shit, it took everything in me to remember you're at work. You're at work. You're at work. Because all I saw was an outer-body experience, like I'm going to throw this hot tea up in his face because you're doing too much. So I went over. I had to calm myself down because I'm like, all right, now this feels like you're doing this on purpose. This doesn't feel like this is a mistake, like you said, you're walking down with your head down or nothing. This feels like you're trying to do this on purpose because you got this Charlottesville attitude. But the attitude that I had is Malcolm X. It's very, Black Panther. Like, I'm not going to stand for anything. Stand for something or fall for anything. And me, I'm going to stand for, like, for me, for who I am, for my people, for who I am. You got to calm down, brother. Not to mention the fact that you work for an African country. So you know that people in power are going to be black. Like, you could do yourself a favor and don't work here when you know that you can't handle it, because that's what's going on. In your mind, you're so, like, you can't handle it. And instead of you just doing, like my boss always says, do the American way and just quit. Like, quit if you quitting. If you're going to do that, then do that. But you're not going to bump me in the hallway. So that situation just made me feel like I was overly heated, and then I had to calm myself down. And the whole day, my coworker was trying to, like, talk me off the ledge, like, Mya, because every time he walked by, I gave him a death stare. Every time he walked by, and I just kept looking at him like, you don't even understand what you get ready to get yourself into. And I don't want to say that like I'm the toughest person in the world, but I'm not.
But
like,
you don't
one
understand.
thing,
You
don't understand what you're about to get yourself into. Because I'm just thinking to myself, like, this could turn into something totally different, and we're at work. Let's just be very mindful of that. But we ain't at work after 8 hours. You have to be mindful of that. Calm down. So that just pissed me off this week. So when we talk about who did some shit, that was who did some shit this week.
Yeah, I can't even believe he did that shit because, first of all, you work for an African country, like you said. So why are you there? What do you expect the people to look like? That's
Right.
number one. And
Exactly.
number two, who hired him? What is, like, the other portion
Another
hired
Charlotte
him?
dealer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. Yeah. So I'm like, that don't even make any sense. Like,
Right. Exactly.
yeah, that's some crazy shit. Well, I have one. It's a little better shit. So
Okay, good.
a friend
Good. We need
a friend
positivity.
of mine. That's right. So we had a snow, and a friend of mine, he went out and before he went to work, he cleared off his car, then he cleared off his wife's car so that when she got up to go to work, she wouldn't have to do anything. And he said, I just was, after I was cleaning off her car, he said, I just went to the car next to hers, cleaned that car off too. And then the car next to that one, cleaned that car off too. And he cleaned about 5 or 6 cars, and then a neighbor came out and saw him, and then another neighbor came out and started cleaning cars. So him and the neighbor went and cleaned all the cars in the area that day. And I thought that was so nice. Yes.
That was very nice.
It was very nice. And I mean, it's some nice shit to do. And it's just like, I really think that, black men taking care of a community is a wonderful thing. You could be married and help somebody else out. And I just thought that was real nice. So, yeah, he did that shit.
Wow, good for him. I like to see stuff like that happening because it makes you know, like, there are still some good people out in the world, especially, like you said, good black men out in the world.
Exactly. And, his wife went to work and she was all
out in the world.
Ready to go. Exactly. And then I really like the fact that it was contagious because another neighbor was like, oh, is that your car too? And he was like, no, I'm just, well, I'm out here cleaning them. I'll just clean them off. He was like, oh, that's nice. I'll help you. And,
like
before
that
you know it.
Forward thing. That pay it forward thing is a real thing. I remember somebody paid it forward for me, and I was like, oh, my God, thank you so much when we found out. And then here with my girlfriend, well, let's pay it forward to somebody else. And at the time, I'm thinking, we got a blessing. Like, we got a blessing. She was like, because it was unexpected, She was like, we got a blessing. And I'm thinking, like, yes, we did. And she's like, let's do it for somebody else. Let's be a blessing to others. And I'm like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, I didn't. I was prepared to pay my own tab, but I didn't have to.
Right.
So anyway, we did. We paid it forward, and the person that we paid it forward to was so happy, and it just made it like, oh man, paying it forward is something great to do.
It is really nice. However, paying it forward doesn't have to be Johnny on the spot. Like, because someone, when I was in Houston, someone paid for my tab in the drive-thru. We went to Chick-fil-A, and when I pulled up, I had my money ready, and it was like, the car in front of you just paid. And, like, I was like, oh, my gosh, it was so nice. So I didn't, in turn, pay for the car behind me. But, when I came home one day, I paid for the car behind me because it doesn't have to be right that minute, but it is, like, right. The world lives off of random acts of kindness, and it's a great thing. It just restores your faith in humanity, like, all right, there are some good people. So
let me ask you something. If a person pays it forward to you, right, like you're in the drive-thru and they pay for you, and then you're like, oh, my goodness, that's so nice. Do you feel like on the spot when the person, like the drive-thru, worker says to you, oh, do you want to pay for the person in the back of you? Because I feel like, why do they always do that? Like, some people, not all people, but when they put you on a spot and they like, so do you want to pay for the person in the back of you? It's like, come on, lady.
I mean, I'm the kind of person, I'm the kind of person that I don't like to say no, but if I feel like you're putting me on the spot or you're pressuring me, that's a guaranteed no. I won't even think about it. I'll be like, because, and like I said, pay it forward is not always in that instance. I never forgot that the person paid it forward for me, but I did mine at a later time because just like you said how you did it, I wanted to bask in the blessing.
That's how I felt. Our bill was almost $200, and this man paid for us. It was like, we were at Grand Lux,
Right.
Grand Lux and Cherry Hill. We was there,
Yes.
and it was him, two other ladies. They were all at the table, and it was me and my girlfriends. And they were just talking to us, laughing, joking. They were like, oh, you remind us of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, blah, blah, blah. It's like, look at you.
Right.
Cool. And then we, went having our time, and we talked and we drank and this, that, and the third. And, when you go out, if you decide to go out, you're not thinking about the bill. I mean, you are, but you're not like, you're going to get what you want to get, when
right.
you make a decision,
exactly.
a conscious decision to go out. So that happened. Then when the waitress came and she was like, oh, can we get the bill? And she's like, oh, don't worry about it. Somebody took care of it. The man never said, oh, it was me, because he, but his friend turned around and was like, oh, he took care of it for you. And we're like, are you kidding? And she was like, that's what he does. He does it all the time, this, that, and the third, girl. So I was, like you said, basking in the blessing. I was like,
right.
girl, I really ain't
right.
have to spend this $50 or whatever it was. It was like, cool.
Right.
My girlfriend like, oh, let's pay it forward to somebody else. I just wanted to look at her like, girl.
Yeah, no. Plus, like, first of all, if you wanted to pay it forward, if she wanted to pay it forward, then she should have. You know what I mean? But you can't make a decision for everyone. And if you were going to pay $50 each, the four of you could have went 4 different places and paid it forward to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot of things, but absolutely, I feel like when somebody does a random act of kindness to you, it's nice to just enjoy the blessing at that time. Do you pay it forward? Certainly, but it doesn't have to be right now, because when it's kind of like somebody giving you a gift and you was like, oh, thank you, I don't like that, I'm going to give it to her.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, you be like, oh, thank you, that was so. Yeah, but and that's kind of, when you do it in the moment, that's kind of how it feels. Like, oh, hey, here, look, I got you this nice shiny box. And you're like, oh, my gosh, thank you so much. And then you look at your friend like, oh, my gosh, I want this box. And then you give it to somebody else. That's right. It kind of takes away from the blessing. Like,
right.
Exactly. Give me an opportunity to enjoy it so then I can pay it forward in another way. So I certainly agree with that.
Right.
So,
well, listen, I'm happy that, your friend did that. I'm not happy that the boy at my job did that, but, hopefully this next week is a better week in my situation. All right. So you want to get into this topic?
Okay, here we go.
I mean, diet and exercise. Can we stop making excuses?
I think technically we can stop making excuses, but we have so many. We don't, we could just keep recycling all the ones we have. So can we stop making excuses? We absolutely can. But do we stop? We do not.
No, we don't. Listen, what is your, biggest excuse on why you don't want to? Because what is it? Is it the diet or the exercise that you have a problem with? Is it you'll exercise more, or you'll eat worse, or you'll eat better and you'll exercise less? Like, which is it for you?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. It's very difficult, for whatever reasons, for me to do both at the same time. When I'm exercising, you do. Okay. But when I'm exercising on a regular basis, I feel like I deserve the food because I'm exercising.
Right.
And when I'm eating right, I feel like, I don't have to exercise. I eat right. I eat salad. So,
right.
So it's very difficult for me.
Salad with all of the creamy dressing and all of the toppings, like the bacon, or is it like a healthy salad?
It really is. I really eat healthy salad. So I find for myself, the first thing I had to do one first and then the other. When I tried to do the exercise first and then change the diet, it didn't work because I really felt like I am doing so well with this exercise. I am 3 times a week, 50 minutes.
Right.
I mean, I'm really doing it up. I really don't have to worry about this food. So I stopped the exercise. When I stopped the exercise, I kind of fell off a little bit. And when I wanted to get back into it, I said, you know what, I'm going to start with diet first because I like to run. And I feel like I'm a little too heavy to run. So I told myself, like, you're going to lose 10 pounds so that you can run.
Okay.
And I was able to do that with diet alone. Now that I've lost the 10 pounds, it really, really does. And it really, where it started with me was my attitude, because everybody knows I've been trying to lose the same 30 pounds for 3 years now.
Right.
So, but I had to really, when I stopped lying to myself and the more I think about it, it really was my attitude towards food because I love food. I think it's wonderful. It's comforting. It's savory. It's tasty. You want to talk about it. You want to share it with your friends. You want to tell people to go here, go there. You got a taste for this and a taste for that. Then when you get it, you got a taste for some more. Food really is something. But I had to change my attitude about food. So I started to look at food as, you know what, I really wouldn't do this, but I need this to live.
Oh, that was smart.
I really don't want to do this, but I need this to live. And let me just, get this to live. And then I just started to, make little changes. Like now I don't drink anything but water. So I never was a big soda drinker, but I kind of drank a lot of sweet tea, some juice sometimes, alcohol, so I really do limit my alcohol to social occasions. And I drink water with every meal. Like that is really my beverage of choice. Right. And, some people decorate it with all the greenery and cucumbers and all that kind of stuff. I don't do much of that. I might put a slice of lemon in it or something, but, I'm an avid water drinker. And
don't bring
so
me
I did that for
water.
a while.
I'm sorry.
Right. Exactly. It just looks like algae growing in my water or something. It just doesn't do anything for me. So I just drink water. And then it was, okay, Bibbi, when you're at work, you'll eat a salad for breakfast. And for lunch. Well, I eat it for lunch. But breakfast. I do not eat breakfast, and I don't care what anybody says.
That's a problem. That is a problem.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that most important meal of the day.
You need it to. Yeah, it is the most important meal of the day. It really is. It fuels your body, and then it helps you throughout the day. Because you don't want to wait for so long, like wait to eat lunch, because then you're famished more than you could be. You have to eat breakfast. That way, it sustains you throughout the day. If you don't, then you're like ravishing, like, oh, let me just eat, and you can say that you don't, but like just keep track of your patterns because you do. Breakfast is just important. It fuels your brain, it fuels your body, like it fuels everything. You need it, even if it's something small, like grab a piece of fruit, grab an apple, grab a piece of toast. I said a piece of fruit, then an apple, child. No, grab a piece of fruit, grab a piece of toast, a yogurt. Something small, even if it's something small. You don't have to eat like a whole cow for breakfast, but you need to eat just something, Well,
I don't when I eat breakfast, I feel hungrier at lunch.
Okay.
I don't know why. So I used to do. I'm trying
that sounds
to
like an
get.
Excuse.
It may be, but I used to do.
Making excuses.
And I already said, no, I can't. I got a million. I can stop making them, but I got a million to choose from. I just,
Right.
And I have some old faithfuls and everything, and they work. Just like with exercise, I have to exercise. I think classes work best for me because I'm competitive, and I don't want people to see me like, oh, I can't do it. But if I'm exercising on my own, either in the house or in the gym in the treadmill, if I'm by myself, as soon as I feel a sweat, I'm like, ooh, that's enough.
That was a good workout. Look at that.
Whew, all right. I walked over here, so that was like half
Right.
a mile.
That was exercise.
You know, I think I know that for me, if I'm in a group, a class, spinning class, Zumba class, yoga class, I'm going to finish it out because I don't like people to show me up.
Right. Mhm.
But then I got an excuse for that because the Zumba class that I love the most is far away. And now that my work schedule is, when I used to make my own schedule and cover a large area, I could always drop in there. But now that I don't work that way anymore, it's like, oh my gosh, I got to get all the way over there. I got to pay $5.
And so you don't want to find, you don't think that it's, you don't think like find a Zumba class that's closer to you?
I'm telling you, I can find a Zumba class closer to me, and it will be okay or whatever. But when I tell you that Gina Renee Rogers is the bomb.com, I love her class. I love it. Like, I love her
but you
class.
might get Joe Smo's class, and that might turn into the best class. Like, you'll never know until you try something else. I mean, don't get me wrong, we get stuck in our ways. Okay.
Yeah, no, I love Gina's class. She plays like the African music, the hip hop music, not all the Latino stuff and everything. And I said, I think she does Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and I said I want to try to get back like at least on Saturdays.
Yeah.
At least on Saturdays. If I can get in that Saturday class, that once a week, it'll give me some momentum. So I think I'm doing much better in the diet department. I really haven't gotten to the exercise. I haven't really gotten back to that yet. So,
but that's okay because I mean you have to start out small. If you're into the diet part more than you're into the exercise part, it's okay. You just have to start out small. Everything is like small steps. Take small steps towards something that you want to accomplish that's big. It's just like how you vision board. You have your stuff on there, and you want to break it down each week, each month, each year. Try to just accomplish something on there. So your diet is coming better, and then your exercise will come back around. I mean, listen, exercising is not the easiest thing to do. For me, I hate it. Like, I hate it 100%. I'm not one of those kind of people that's like, oh, it takes 21 days to, develop a habit. And after 21 days, now it's just like, oh, my goodness, I'm a gym rat. I love it. I'm just not that person. I worked out with my trainer, I guess it was like last year, for a whole year, every day. I complained, like every day. And I was not going with her, 2 days a week, because that was when I was doing personal training, was going with her 2 days a week. And on the other days of the week, because I don't work out on the weekends. I'm not a weekend worker. No, I don't like to work on the weekends, and I surely ain't working out on the weekends, right? And so the other 3 days of the week, I was actually even doing stuff on those days, going for walks, going to the gym. I was just doing it up. And I still hated it every day that I did it. It's just like nothing about it that I like. I hate coming home to change my clothes. I hate being at work changing my clothes. I hate taking off my bra and putting on a sports bra. I hate trying to make sure that my shirt is long enough to cover my jiggly ass. I hate going to the gym, driving to the gym. I hate getting out the car at the gym. I hate walking up to the door at my trainer's house like, hey, girl, having a conversation. I hate taking the water out my bag and putting it by me so I know when I'm sweating and I'm about to fall out, I got the water right there to resuscitate me. I hate when it's over and I'm laid out on the floor because I didn't work so hard. Now my hair is sweating out. I hate when I come home the most because I got to look at my hair. It's wavy as hell in the roots. I got to wrap it up. Then that night, I got to bump it out a little bit so in the morning I could look halfway decent, like somebody want to be bothered with me. Taking off your sweaty-ass clothes, peeling them off your body, jumping in the shower. My soap is disappearing faster, trying to eat. And then you want me to eat healthy? Right,
And
the biggest thing in all of that is so I go to my trainer's house, and I hate all of this stuff, right? I go to my trainer's house. My trainer lives in the backwoods, and this is not an exaggeration. This is not because obviously there's nothing about this that I like, but this is not an exaggeration. She lives in the backwoods. So you have to ride on a dirt road through a wooded area. Now, I am deathly afraid of deer. You know that because you're my cousin.
Right.
I'm like, deer. Okay. You ever watch those shows, those Maury shows, when they had phobias on there, and then people was scared of snakes, and they would bring the snakes out and scare the bejesus out of the people? Well, that's me with deer, right? So when I go to my trainer's house, I have to ride through the woods where deer are hopping out at any moment. So I'm overwhelmed to the max before I even get to this lady's house. So again, I got to deal with the deer, and then it all starts. Then I got to get out the car. I got to go to the door. I got to have a small talk. It's everything that I just hate. So, but I do it. I do it because, what is the alternative? Well, the alternative is not hating your life and coming home and chilling and catching up on your shows, eating chips and dip. That's the alternative. But then I'm pissed that I can't fit into my jeans. I'm having health problems. It's like I'm half-ass walking. I got arthritis in my knee. It's just a whole lot of things that come with it. So you have to. So in my mind, as much as I hate it, and I don't want to hear you got to think positive. If you just
I agree with that.
Leave me alone. It's not going to change me, sweetie. It's not. It's not going to change me. It's going to be. It is. Now, I'm going to do it because it's like work. You know that you don't want to get up and go to work. Even if you love your job, you could find some other stuff to do with your time than spend 8 hours with somebody that might bump you in the hallway on purpose. You know what I'm saying? you could find other things to do with your time, but you do it because you got bills to pay, you got to eat, you got to live, so you do it. So I'm not going to find the positivity in working out. But I still do it. I still do it because it's just
the positivity in working out are the results.
Yeah,
I don't hate working out the way you hate working out. I don't hate it. I don't like it. I think that it's a lot to go through to get something done. It's just you have to go through a whole lot. You have to, like you said, you got to change. You got to get there. Your hair. You got to get home. You got to shower. You got to go to work. I tried to do it before work, but I would literally have to get up at 4:00 in the morning and get myself ready to work out because I have to feel good about myself. I'm not one of those people that could just get in there and throw something on and work out. No, I got to take a shower before the workout, get myself together, my little workout clothes on, and then I sweat. So I only wear black because you can't see all the sweat with the black. And then I have to come home and get myself ready for work, and I need 2 hours instead of the regular 1 hour because, like you said, I sweat real bad in my hair and everything. And, you got to get all that stuff taken care of. So if I'm waking up at 4:00 in the morning and then I have to be to work at 8 and then work the whole day, I get off at 4, but I don't usually leave till 5:30, 6, whatever, because I always have other things to do. And, that's, a lot of time for, a 1 hour, 45-minute or 50-minute workout. That's a lot. So I don't hate it, but I just think it's too much. Now,
it's too much, but, it's something that we have to do. We have to.
Well, I'm there, right. And we have to do it. We should do it because I don't do it. But there's so many benefits of exercise. People look at exercise in the form of weight loss. So, yes, exercise will help you to lose weight or to maintain your weight. But really, one of the biggest benefits of exercise is disease prevention, and it just might save your life. For, a lot of people, with people who have high blood pressure, you have high blood pressure, your doctor wants to put you on medication. Walking like, and I'm not even going to say a vigorous walk, but maybe like a brisk walk, walking for 50 minutes 3 times a week is the equivalent to 10 milligrams of lisinopril.
Wow.
So if you did it, if you could dedicate yourself when they're about to start you on blood pressure medication, if you don't have any other issues going on, you just have this high blood pressure, if you walk, you don't change anything else, you just walk 50 minutes 3 times a week, it is the equivalent to 10 milligrams of lisinopril. So that benefits you. Also, when you get older, if you are, like my dad had a heart attack, and my dad used to swim 5 miles 3 times a week. And he had this heart attack, and, you know, he's a man. Men, they have to be like 10 seconds past dead to call 911 or something, you know, because, I mean, let me just sit down. Oh, let me take an aspirin.
Let me lay down.
You know, it's, oh, my goodness. Lay down and die.
In my life, right.
Right. You know, so, I mean,
everything.
and his wife was right there, and he's like, oh, no, just want to sit. I want to rest, you know, whatever, until it's time to call 911. So, but he had a heart attack, and the doctors told him, like, oh, your heart is very strong. And he said, yeah, I swim. And he was like, that swimming saved your life. Wow. Because it strengthened his heart, you know, over time. So even when things happen, you know, you still have strength and endurance in your muscles. So it is very, very, very important. And I know especially the ladies, we want to, you know, keep a nice figure, work out and all that. But I'm with you, Maya. I don't hate it, but I'm like,
yeah. I mean, listen, I do it. I will say that the benefits, you know, are great because, and like you said, it's healthy because when I first met my trainer, I worked out with her for a year. And as I stated, I was working out with her twice a week, and then I was doing other things on the other 3 days. I never lost 1 pound. Like, at that time of my life, I had a lot of stress going on, and I know for me, stressing doesn't make me lose weight, and it doesn't make me gain weight. It just makes me keep weight. Like, no matter what I do, I keep that same weight. So I had a lot of stuff going on, and then I was, like, really stressed out, unbeknownst to a lot of people probably, and I just was doing all of that working out, but I just never was losing weight. And it was very discouraging for me because I was just like, I'm doing all of this bull crap. I'm eating food without seasoning. I'm doing fast. I don't like beans. I'm eating beans. Like, I'm eating vegetables for breakfast. You know, I'm just doing all of this stuff. And I mean, going hard. Not even on no fad type stuff, but like really going hard. Like, I'm going to do this 14-day fast. You can't use no seasoning. You know, none. No seasoning because you're trying to cut out the impurities in your body, the salt and the sugar. Because, you know, we are addicted to salt and sugar. So it's just like trying to get that out of your body. I'm doing this kind of stuff. I mean, really going hard, and I never lost 1 pound. And needless to say, I felt in my mind a couple of times like I should blow everything, like I could get some dynamite and just blow everything up around me. That was the wrong, you know, I mean, damn, I'm sounding violent on this podcast, but that's not it. I just that was just a feeling because I'm like, yo, I'm eating beans, navy beans, you know, lima beans, black beans, pinto beans. I'm doing it up and still just not losing weight. But I will say in that time, I felt so much better. Like I wasn't losing weight, but I felt better. Physically, I felt better. Mentally, I don't know what I was feeling. I know I will say this, even though I hate exercise, and I done ran down to y'all how I hate it, in that hour that you're doing that exercise, you don't think about anything because you're so engrossed in hating the exercise. This for me. This works for me. It might not work for you, but this works for me. I'm so engrossed in my mind when hating the exercise that I'm not thinking about anything else within that hour. I'm just thinking about get this done. You know, do these burpees. You got 10 more. You know, do these ASMAC sit-ups. Do these, you know, bicep curls. You know, that's what I'm thinking about the whole time of the hour. So I'm not thinking about anything else. So mentally, in that, with exercising, it does help too. Now, one thing that exercising did for me that I kind of don't like, well, I mean, I hate everything about it, but in that hour, I don't think about the food I'm going to eat either. I don't think about the savory stuff that I have at home. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just literally think about, and I want to think about the savory food that I have at home. Like I want to think about that, but I don't, even in that time that I'm exercising. So really, it's a whole good 3 hours, because it's an hour to get yourself mentally prepared before you go, and you hate it, and it's an hour while you're doing it, and you hate it, and then it's an hour when you get home, when you get settled, that you hate it. But the benefits do outweigh the hate.
The benefits are, the benefits really are beyond measure. You have no idea what you're doing for your body in the long run when you exercise. Now, I agree with you totally. I am a goal-oriented person. When the Zumba class starts, I'm like, all right, this class is 55 minutes. Okay, 50 minutes to go. All right, 45 minutes to go. Okay, in 30 minutes, this will be over. Okay, I'm always thinking about the end. Like, I just want it to be over. And then I say, and I'll be like, okay, in an hour, I'll be at the mall or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always thinking about this is going to end soon. And that is so funny, because and that's the only thing that gets me through. Just like,
it's the only thing that gets you through.
I don't like me.
It helps me.
It does. Because I really, I'm not doing it because, oh my gosh, I want to be here, I want to be great, whatever. I'm not. I'm there because, for a reason. Like, all right, I want to make sure my blood pressure doesn't go out of control. I would like to continue to fit in my clothes. I refuse to ever buy a teen anything. No shade to nobody that wears teens, but I don't want to wear a teen. So, like, when I hit this size, I'm like, well, that's it. I don't have anywhere else to go. So then I got to make sure I can shed the pounds so I can go back to my smaller clothes, because I just never, ever, I'm not buying teens. And, so I do what I have to do.
I want to do it because of food, though, too, also because food, like you said, and we said even on the introduction of our podcast, we love food. Like we really are foodies. We'll travel for food. We'll make sacrifices for food. Like, it really is the key to your life. I think it's 3 things that's key to your life: good food, good edges, and good eyebrows. Those are really the keys to your life. Like, if you have good food in your life, you got to have good edges, and good eyebrows. If you have all 3 of those things, you are winning in life. It's just you're winning. You are winning, no matter what you're going through. When you look in that mirror and you got a good brow and some good edges, you winning. Okay, just FYI. So I think the food thing, though, the food thing for me is the biggest thing, because it's the biggest sacrifice. As much as I don't like working out, it's still a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. I realized for myself that I'm not good in the food department. And what I mean by that is just as you said earlier, making your attitude change about food. You know what I'm saying? Just like portion control. I have a big thing with portion control. If I like it, I want to eat a lot of it.
I want more.
You know what I'm saying? I want more of it. I want to finish the stuff that's on my plate. I want to take it home for later in a doggy bag so that I can eat it, or, put it in a container so I can pull it out in the middle of the night when I'm sitting here and I'm watching my show and I'm like, it's 1:30 in the morning and I got that spaghetti. I'm going to eat some. So it's definitely the change of attitude that you need. And I really, I pray about this all the time, because I know food is holding me back. You know, like, you need it to live, but I know that it's holding me back. What I eat is holding me back, because 80% of everything is made in the kitchen. Why you got this pouch on your stomach? It's made in the kitchen. Why you got these cellulite on your legs? It's made in the kitchen. It doesn't matter how many squats that I'm doing, and I'm doing a lot. It's not going anywhere. But I won't stop eating whatever. That's when I look down, that's where the cellulite is going. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
exactly.
What is it? Exactly. What is it about? What is it about that we need to get over the hump, bitch?
It's just I think we're making progress. I'm going to lose these 30 pounds. I haven't gained any weight, and that's great.
That's good.
I haven't gained any weight, and I lost the 10 pounds, and I feel like, okay, if I lost that 10 pounds, I can lose 10 more pounds. And so as long as I'm not being self-defeatist, like, I'm not gaining weight and still trying to lose 30 pounds. So I haven't gained any weight. I think, however long it takes me, I think that's great. But everybody has to find their own motivation. Like a friend of mine, she went through a lot, like last year. Just a lot. And she had been gaining and gaining and gaining. And now she is like at a weight where she really is, like, she can't even believe that she's this heavy. She doesn't, even though she knew she was going through a lot, of course, because she was living it, she's still in her mind, like, how did I let this get like this? So she determined in her own mind that in 2018, she is going to lose 100 pounds.
Okay.
And
she can do it.
Absolutely, she can do it. And what she did was she sent out a text to 10 of the closest people to her and said, I need everybody to take a month to be my accountability partner. And I thought that was fabulous. Like, it doesn't put any pressure on one person, but it's like she said, I'm going to do January myself. Because I want this for me, and I'm going to do January myself, and so I need somebody starting February to be my accountability partner. If you already work out, I want let me know what you do so I can do it with you. If you already are on an eating diet plan, let me know what you do, and I can do that. And in March and in April, and everybody had a month. And what happened was everybody was like, I'll take 2 months. I'll take 3 months. Oh, even though you're doing this by yourself in January, I'll put you some soups and some meals together. I'll do this. So it was just like a sea of support, but no obligation. Like, you only had this 1 month obligation. So I'm really excited for her, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I feel like I need to be healthy, even though my month isn't until October, because I don't have no trips planned in October. But on the other months, I can't guarantee.
I can't do it, girl. I don't
know. So even though my month isn't until October, I'm already excited for January because, I'm going to call like, hey, how you doing? How you feeling? Okay, I tried this today or whatever, even though that's not my month. You know what I mean?
And
so
it might help you, too. It'll help you, too, because you are excited for her, because you do plan on doing stuff outside of your month. It will help you, too. It'll probably help spark your challenge to yourself, because it'll say, you know what, if she's doing it, I can do it. And then you're also a very supportive person, so I could see you saying, you know what, she's doing this, she has this goal in mind, I'm going to help her meet her goal, and then that will help you as well. And that's what we want to get people to realize. Like, we said all of this stuff, we talked all about the food and how, it's hard for us to turn away from, pull back from the table, and how much exercise is not really on our tall list of things to do, even though, we're doing it. But we want people to really realize that diet and exercise is a necessity, and I don't want to, I feel like I talk to my trainer about this all the time, about the word diet. I don't really want to say diet, because diet means like for the time, it's like for a time. You're doing this for right now. We want to do stuff just like you said earlier, attitude changes, really changing our attitude and our relationships. I think that with food, our relationships with exercise, our, just our thought process, having an open mind, a clear mind, that a goal in mind, and saying, hey, this is what we want to accomplish, and really just work on that, and not putting so much pressure on ourselves to do certain things at certain times. Like, you might not lose your 30 pounds by next month, but just take the steps on achieving it, because small steps, equal big rewards. So.
Mhm. Yeah, so I'm excited for her, and I'm excited for me too, because if my friend can lose 100 pounds in a year, even if she doesn't get to her goal, which I am positive, I am so sure that she will, because of the circle that she has supporting her. And the energy is just great, so I know that she's going to do it. And I'm feeling like if she could lose 100 pounds, surely I can lose this 30 pounds that I've been trying to lose for, I say 3 years because 30 and 3 sounds good, but it probably is even longer than that. I ain't going to lie. But,
Well,
so
it ain't like your room. It's not like your room. It's not like cleaning it since 1979. And look at you now. See, this is what we need to celebrate. You are done cleaning your room. Your room is sparkling. And now you're on to the next goal. You're going to lose this 30 pounds. I got faith in you.
Yes. Yes, and that is on the vision board. So, here we go. But, yeah, so can we stop making excuses? We can, but we still have so many in the excuse bank. But when we think about, I think we need to think about our reason for diet and exercise. And I think it really doesn't work. A lot of times it doesn't work when it's for vanity reasons. It's for I want to look good in this dress. I want to do this. I want to do that. Now, for the gym people, like the people that work out all the time, that's your thing. I think that's wonderful. But I have been around gym people that turn me off even more to the gym instead of, and I feel like if you're going to be a gym person, be encouraging. You know what I mean? Don't be on my nerves. Like, I'm never coming back here because I might slap the shit out of her, like, or him, or, whatever.
Don't be like because I'm not exercising like you are. Right.
Yes. Like, and even those things, like, I personally, I don't do, so I don't like chemicals and stuff like that. So those powdered drinks and those protein powders and with whey, without whey, and all this other kind of stuff, I don't eat that, and I'm not going to eat that. If I'm going to make a shake, the shake is going to have food in it, and I'll make a shake out of that. Or, I don't want powders. I'm not taking, they talk about detox, and how can you detox by taking a pill? That's what, that don't even make any sense. And people who do it, I'm like, how can you detox and you're taking a pill? A pill has toxins in it. However they had to put that stuff together, I don't care if it's a capsule, I don't care what it is. If it's a pill, it's not detoxing because you're adding toxins to get out toxins. Drink water. Sit in the house all day and drink water, lots of water. It will clean you out. When you go to the bathroom the first time, eat spinach, eat kale. Don't put anything on it. Doesn't have to be any flavors, no butter, no salt, nothing. Saute it and eat it. That is a detox. Food will detox you. You will clean it out. Eat a 2-pound bag of carrots. Wash them off, peel them, not them little baby carrots, but the real bag of carrots. So you wash them off, peel them.
The sweeter ones. But go ahead.
Do you know that a baby carrot is just a regular carrot that they didn't wasted all the rest of and got it down to the core, to the sweet part of the core? That's a baby carrot.
Well, here's the thing about that.
There's no such thing as baby carrot.
Because it cooks better, it's easier, so you could waste all the rest for me and give me the baby carrot in the package because I need to get down to the nitty-gritty, and that's the sweet part, because them sweet baby carrots with a little bit of brown sugar on them, and see, here we go, talking about food again.
Brown sugar, and it's brown sugar. So, but we're talking about detox. So if you want to detox, drink water, plain water. You can put a slice of lemon in it if you want to. When you're ready to start eating, eat kale. Just, salt kale, spinach, collard greens. Don't put anything in it. You can saute it down in some water, or maybe like no sodium broth, vegetable broth, and you eat that. Snack on carrots. Wash them off, peel them, eat the carrots. These things will clean you out. It will be a detox. You will feel different. It'll help change your palate so that your palate is not looking for sweet and savory foods all the time. And then when you start to eat things that have salt, like now, I don't eat a lot of salt. And if I go somewhere and there's salt, it tastes super salty to me because my palate has adjusted to very low salt. So,
Right.
I mean, but all of these things take time. You can't do it
Mhm.
overnight. You know, this
Right.
was a process for me, I mean, a long process. But, you know, it helps. Every little bit helps. And never stop trying. You
Yeah.
know, I always say, baby steps to the elevator. Whatever you did today, that was progress.
Yep.
Even though I still have 50 million excuses. Because when I work out at home, as soon as I start to sweat, I'm like, ooh, that's enough.
Well, you know, that's like the 8-minute video. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the 8-minute video because listen. So I go to Target, right? I get a like a weight ball because you know how you do that where you put your knees up and you're sitting down almost like you're about to do a sit up, and then you do the ball and you go side to side, and it helps like your little love handle areas and your ab areas. So we were doing that one day in the gym, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy one of these. So right from the gym, I went to Target and I got the ball, and it was a weight ball, and it had a video to it. And I was like, oh, cool, it's got a video to it. So I came home. It was a DVD. I was like reading the directions. Then it said an 8-minute workout video. So I'm like, 8 minutes? What's 8 minutes? You know. So I put the video in, not that day, like another day. I said, oh, you know what? Oh, this is when I had stopped kind of going to the trainer because I had got that frustration in me where I wasn't losing no weight, but I was doing all of that stuff. And I was just like, I ain't going back. So I put the video in. I called myself like, yeah, I'm going to just do the video. I'll be good. It's only 8 minutes. You know, how bad could it be?
Right.
Listen, put the video in. 3 minutes into the video, I realized that, like, the video was only 8 minutes. 3 minutes in, I said, you know what? I was sweating so hard, like, so harder than I had ever sweat in my life. And I'm thinking, like, what do they have me doing in this 3-minute video? And I realized right then and there that fat ain't that bad. And I ain't even fat, but I just felt like, you know what, just a little bit of extra weight. I buy these jeans a little bit bigger, you know, give me a little belt. It ain't going to be so bad, you know. 3 minutes, all I got to was 3 minutes of the video. And you remember I called you? And
yes,
I was
huffing and dying.
You was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I was like, I only did 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And even when I started working out again, I never went back to that video because I just thought something is going on with this video. This video is of the devil. Like, no, this video is not right.
But before the video, you was like, it's only 8 minutes. I could do that. I could get through 8 minutes a day. It's 8 minutes.
talking big money crap, like 8 minutes. They gonna give me a video for 8 minutes. 8 minutes. You couldn't even give me a full 10 minutes. 3 minutes is all I was able to get, and that was a struggle. That 3 minutes was a damn struggle. At the last sit up, I was like, turn this off. Turn this off. I wanted to throw the DVD player out the daggone out the balcony door. Man, good time.
So
but you know what?
It just goes to show it's not how long, but it's the intensity and the quality. You know, you never know.
Right. Exactly. So I think that, you know, we want to leave you with make sure that you continue on your journey. Continue on in your journey if you are going through one with diet and exercise. Like Bibbi said,
Absolutely.
It only takes, a couple of weeks worth of brisk walking, a couple of days per week worth of brisk walking to stop you from even taking a pill that you have to take for high blood pressure. So we want people to just continue on their journey, eat to live, not live to eat, as we're telling ourselves this. I'll be telling her this when we get off of the podcast, and continue on with your diet, your exercise, your just healthy eating, your healthy lifestyle, clear your mind, where you have your attitude is changed toward food and your attitude is changed towards exercise, and we'll do the same, right?
Right, and I feel obligated to say that we hear it all the time, but if you're going to start exercising, please, 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 please let your doctor know. Contact the physician. If you don't do it beforehand, if you start exercising and you feel like, oh, my gosh, I can't get through 5-10 minutes, and you think it's like, your endurance is not building up, go to the doctor, because there really could be something wrong, something that's fixable but wrong. You want to make sure your heart is strong enough, make sure your lungs are strong enough, that you don't have anything going on. Your blood flow is good. If you have cramps all the times and things about that, just make sure you consult a physician before you start working out, and certainly throughout your journey. If you're exercising, make sure you consult with your physician, because it is very important. People have, collapse and things like that, and you just want to make sure that, you're working out to be healthy, so you want to make sure that you're healthy.
Yeah. And so that wraps up our topic for this week, diet and exercise. Can we stop making excuses? All right, so Bib, let's get into our personal journals for this week. How's your personal journal going on for this week?
Well, it really has been a good week as far as my personal journal is concerned. And I have, for everything, I said my first thing I'm working on is my eyes wide open, getting lifted with God in my head, my power shift, and being the queen. And I have a scripture for every portion of my vision board. And this week, my scripture has really been into action, because I have laid a lot of things down. And the scripture says, take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And that's Matthew 11:29 and 30. And when I tell you, I take on a lot of things. I have a problem saying no. It's very, very hard for me. But this week, I have been focusing on that scripture and that portion of my vision board, and I have allowed, not so much saying no, but just allowed other people to figure out their own things. And they have succeeded in what they needed to do, and I feel great. So it really is working. So I had a great week today in focusing on my vision board. I made the vision board. I really, really am pleased with the outcome. And I look at it every day. I read it every day, and it really is working. So I'm very happy.
Good. I'm happy for you.
Thanks. So how about you? Did you find a boyfriend?
I did not find a boyfriend. I mean, you know what? But we're just starting out the year. I said 2018, okay. So we just starting out the year. So keep asking me every week. I keep giving you the update. But no, I haven't found a boyfriend. I have read more, like I said, I wanted to do last week. This week in my personal journal, I have that I want to stop being annoyed by small things. I realized about myself. Yeah, I realized about myself that I'm very annoyed by dumb shit. I feel like everything is goofy. I'm like, this is the goofiest thing ever. And it's just the smallest thing, like an ant was crawling on my counter. Now, I was so pissed that this ant was on my counter, because I'm like, where the hell did this ant come from? Like, come on, now I got to deal with ants, So I was really pissed off. So I went into action just trying to, of course, clean the counter more than it was already clean, spraying it down with vinegar, just doing all kinds of stuff, because I'm like, if it's going to be ants around, you're not going to be around for long. And then I was so annoyed by it that I was like, man, this is the smallest thing ever. So I really want to work on, in my personal journal, stop being annoyed by the smallest things. I'm going to be annoyed by what I'm annoyed by, but small stuff, you know how they say that saying, don't sweat the small stuff? I really want to get into that, just focusing on that of don't sweat the small stuff. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to let everything slide. That doesn't mean that at all, because
Right.
I am
Well, you
who
didn't
I
let
am.
the ant slide. I know you killed it.
I killed the mess out of it, and I wanted to leave
I
it
know.
there. Like, I wanted to leave him on the counter because I wanted to show the rest of the ants, if you come on this counter, this could be you. You know, I really did want to do that, but I was like, you know what? Let me get this up, because obviously I can't have a dead ant on my counter. You know, so
Right.
I mean, I had to get them up. So I couldn't give a lesson, the lesson that I wanted to give to the rest of the ants. But, you know, I'm really trying to work on that, trying to work on not sweating the small stuff and just not being annoyed by just the smallest little goofy things that happen. Like when somebody doesn't go faster than you when the red light, when the light changes. Like as soon as the light changes, you're like, go! It's like, I want to stop being that person. I was
going to mention road rage, but I think that's just a prayer for another day. Like, because that's just a whole different animal for you.
Yeah, so that might be one of my personal journals coming down the line. But today, you know, my road rage is still there. So but I want to stop. I just really want to stop being annoyed by small things. So I'm working on it. Keep me in prayer. You know, keep me in your thoughts. And we're going to work on that. You know, my book reading is going good. My boyfriend, but this not sweating the small stuff, you know, and it's a week. Y'all take this ride with us, because weekly we're going to just tell you how our progress is going and what we got going on.
That's right. Things are going good. You know what I always say? True love is going to find you tomorrow.
Girl, listen, I'm receiving that. Yeah. Okay. So listen.
All right.
That's all we have for this week. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at We Did That Shit. That's We Did That Shit, all lowercase. Follow me, My13. That's MYMY13.
And I'm Bibbi Amina, BIBBIAMINA.
And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Like, we are up, live and running. We're on iTunes, Google Play, you know, or anywhere where you listen to your favorite podcast host sites. Download us, subscribe to us, leave your comments, all your questions. Let us know about your diet and your exercise. How is it going? Are you still making excuses, or is it new me, new year, 2018, and you're like in the diet and exercise thing? Leave us all of that, all of your stories. You can email us at any time at wedidthatshit@gmail.com. That's wedidthatshit, one word, @gmail.com. And
remember, be great this week. Do that shit.
We Did That Shit podcast is produced and edited by Selena Singleton and brought to you by Wonderful Me Media. Wonderful Me Media. What's wonderful about you?